I am Harrison Winters, a quadruple amputee. I stand before you today to share my story of resilience and hope, and to inspire you to overcome the obstacles that life may throw at you. My life has been marked by tragedy and loss. At the age of 5, I lost my parents in a car accident. I was left orphaned and alone, but I refused to let that define me. Instead, I focused on the love and support of my extended family, who took me in and raised me as their own. When I was 10, I was diagnosed with cancer. I underwent months of grueling treatment, but I didn't let that stop me from pursuing my dreams. I continued to play sports and stay active, never once feeling sorry for myself. Then, just as I was beginning to rebuild my life, tragedy struck again. I was involved in a serious accident that left me without both my arms. The doctors told me that I would never be able to feed myself or dress myself or do any of the things that I once took for granted. But I refused to give up. I worked tirelessly to adapt to my new reality, and slowly but surely, I regained my independence. As if that wasn't enough, I later contracted meningitis, a life-threatening illness that left me in a coma for weeks. When I finally woke up, I had lost both my remaining limbs and was now a quadruple amputee. But even then, I didn't let that get me down. Instead, I focused on the love and support of my family and friends, who never once gave up on me. And finally, just when I thought that I had faced enough tragedy for a lifetime, my wife and unborn child were killed in a car accident. I was left utterly devastated, but even then, I refused to give up. I channeled my grief into helping others and started a foundation to support amputees and their families. Now, I stand before you as living proof that tragedy does not have to define you. It is true that life can be cruel and unfair, but it is also full of beauty and possibility. It is up to us to choose which path we want to take. We can choose to wallow in self-pity and despair, or we can choose to embrace life with all its imperfections and challenges. The key to resilience, I have found, is to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. I may have lost my limbs, but I still have my mind, my heart, and my spirit. I still have the love of my family and friends and the support of countless strangers around the world. I still have the power to make a difference in the lives of others. However, I see too many of my friends suffering from a debilitating fear of their future. I would like to provide some advice on this topic. You see, fear is a natural response to the unknown and the uncertain. It is our body's way of protecting us from harm. But too often, we let our fears control us rather than the other way around. We let our fears hold us back from pursuing our dreams, from taking risks, from living our lives to the fullest. As a quadruple amputee, I know what it's like to face seemingly insurmountable challenges. When I lost my limbs, I was afraid that I would never be able to do the things I once loved, like playing sports or holding a job, but I refused to let that fear consume me. Instead, I faced it head-on and found new ways to adapt and thrive. And that's the thing about fear. It can either paralyze us or motivate us. It can make us feel small and powerless, or it can inspire us to greatness. There are only two choices. How can we overcome our fears? The first step is to acknowledge them and to accept them as a natural part of the human experience. We need to give ourselves permission to be afraid and to recognize that our fears do not define us. The second step is to face our fears with courage and determination. This doesn't mean that we have to be fearless. In fact, the most courageous people I know are the ones who feel the fear and do it anyway. We need to be willing to take risks, to step outside our comfort zones, and to embrace the unknown. And finally, we need to remember that we are not alone. We all have fears, and we all have the capacity to overcome them. We need to seek out the support of our loved ones and to connect with others who have faced similar challenges. Together, we can overcome even the most caging of fears. I urge you to embrace your fears and to use them as a catalyst for growth and transformation. Remember that fear is not something to be feared, but rather something to be overcome. With courage, determination, and the support of those around us, we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. Believe in yourself and in the goodness of humanity. Seek out the love and support of those around you, and never be afraid to ask for help. And above all, remember that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by the choices you make in response to them. It does not matter if you run or crawl, live your life.